Good evening. We would like to welcome you to beautiful Byesville, Ohio, and the campus of Meadowbrook High School for opening night of the boys high school basketball season 2020 style, where MVL action. It will be the Philo Electrics taking on your Meadowbrook Colts for Carson Todd working and producing this broadcast. I'm merely Tom Strasser, and if you're going to bring a big MVL game across the KGP airwaves and wavelengths, you better bring a big mouth with you, and I've done that. I'm honored to be joined by my sidekick and my partner in crime, none other than D-Train, Darren McCullough, and Train Philo in Meadowbrook. Gee, it seems like we've already done this in 2020.
Yeah, we did this back in, I believe, in late February. The Colts knocked off Philo 73 to 15th. How about the late? It's as late as February as you can get, February 29th. So the Colts
that
beat
is
them.
late. You're right.
The Colts beat them 73 to 15 that game. Jake Zinklin had 22 points. The departed now Addie Black had 18 to lead the Colts. But the one thing that I think people are kind of excited about is a certain player for Philo's who was a junior but reclassified is now a senior, in A.J. Clayton, one of the best players in the area, is actually committed to go to Ohio University next fall. So it's going to be exciting to see him go up against the Colts here tonight.
And I tell you, Train, you know Philo, you know, it's not that they lost the game that way. And, hey, when you say late February, I know I'm never going to doubt you again. You're right. February 29th is as late as you can get for the month of February, and that's only, what, once every 4 years or so. But if you go back to that game in the sectional tournament, remember, it's a very young Philo squad that had been playing pretty good basketball, but they came in, and it wasn't, I believe, till about the 2-minute mark of the first half when they finally got on the board and got a field goal. In fact, it was an A.J. Clayton steal at half court and a dunk, and then he got called for a technical for hanging on the rim.
Yep. But
Meadowbrook defensively, you know, that may have been their best performance in what was one of many last year.
what a memory by you, breaking that out of the banks, talking about the dunk and the technical on A.J. Clayton. But, yeah, the Colts set the tempo of that game and just really took charge from the get-go. And it was all Meadowbrook the whole time, and that's how it was the entire tournament run. Unfortunately, we never got an opportunity to see how that tournament run ended when they were only hours away from stepping on the court at Athens for their regional semifinal game when COVID took care of the season and the rest of the school year for the most part. So really that's disappointing, but we're back now and we're hoping to have a full season this season.
Yeah, and partner, when you look at it, it's still different. You know, we've got a nice crowd for what is allowed in here, and that's what makes, you know, we're used to seeing the place packed, the student section, the pep band rocking and rolling, but due to the COVID restrictions and the limit on the attendance at these ball games, that's why we are definitely honored and blessed to bring these games to you here on KGP TV, and what's one of many. Now, we want to congratulate the boys JV team. They got a impressive, I believe, 47-27 victory, or 49, maybe 49-29 victory. And we want to congratulate the JV coach, Taryn Jarrett, because he got his first big varsity win last night for the Lady Colts, who went on the road and got a big win at Barnesville. Trust me from experience, not an easy place to go on the road, boys or girls side, and get a win. So congratulations to the Lady Colts, as they've already gotten 4 games underneath their belts, and they've got a big one tomorrow night at Maysville.
Yeah, that's not going to be an easy game for them. Maysville always one of the top powerhouses in the MVL, and probably have, again, one of the best players. The Smith girl is a real good player for them and their top scorer.
Yeah, and their coach, Pat Miller, he's done an amazing job with that program. And one of my favorite coaches on the coaching trail. So congratulations to the Lady Colts last night, and good luck tomorrow night. Now, as we get our sights set on the boys' first game of the season, of course, Train, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible without our fine sponsors.
And sponsors we have, Mr. Strasser. We got a whopping 10 of them for tonight, so thank you for those. We appreciate everybody who's sponsored us. We'll start with Simple Windows and Doors, Rogers Company, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Graham Excavating, Jagged Edges Hair Studio, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Your Way Cleaning, The Stemmer Family, and Stoney's RV. Let me take a deep breath after that. That was a lot of reading.
Yeah, and we want to thank our sponsors and look forward to bringing you exciting Meadowbrook action. We've already been able to bring 2 on the girls' side, and the boys, not only home opener, but first game of the season. And Train, you know, we're honored with 2020. We're definitely feel blessed to be playing with all the COVID situation, but man, Mother Nature even makes you feel a little bit more blessed, because it's not pretty outside as far as the road conditions. We want everyone to please be safe while you're driving. It's pretty dicey outside, as most of you know, and I don't think it's going to get any better through the night.
Yeah, if you're a school-age kid, you love this weather, because you're thinking, worst case scenario, we got a 2-hour delay tomorrow. But if you're one of the people that's here in attendance, you got to be somewhat concerned. Thankfully for Philo, it's just a hop on the interstate, and a lot of it's interstate. For them, they'll have to go down 60 for the most part, but the kids have to go home from there, and that's where it can be a little dicey maybe, and the same with the Meadowbrook kids. I know going Country Club Road was a little bit of an adventure on the way to the game, but I'm an expert driver, and I had no trouble at all.
Expert driver, expert commentator. We just call you PERT for short. And, well, Train, I tell you, with when you talk about the Guernsey County schools with kids on remote, it was actually the teachers who were getting the phone call saying you don't have to report to work. So it's the kids, they're out till next week in most cases for Cambridge, Meadowbrook, and Trail as well.
Well, the unfortunate thing for kids that go to Brook Elementary or Brook Intermediate School now, they actually had remote learning today because of the unfortunate circumstance with the COVID. They missed some days earlier in the year where they had to close down the school, but they had it was a remote learning day for them, so that's kind of going to be the new blizzard bag, so to speak, now.
Yeah, and so you know, we just ask, you know, everybody once again, you know, please give yourself plenty of time on the road. Well, as we get ready for the national anthem coming up, Meadowbrook lost a lot from last year's regional tournament run that they had, but they've got some firepower coming back as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to replace the offensive firepower of Addie Black and Jonah McCall, the outside shooting of Zach Brusnock, and then you're talking about the perimeter defense that McCall provides and the inside defense that Addie Black provided last year. He changed a lot of shots, which helped Meadowbrook only give up just over 40 points a game, but they do have Davis and Jake Singleton both coming back, Jerome Todd coming back. Expect Jonah McCall to get more minutes this year, so the cupboard's not bare, so to speak.
So it ought to be a lot of fun here, and as we are just mere seconds from the national anthem, and then we'll give you the starting lineups and the opening tip between the Philo Electrics and your Meadowbrook Colts. Byesville, Meadowbrook High School. The beautiful rendition of our Star-Spangled Banner. Now we'll meet the starting lineups. First for the Philo Electrics. Starting lineup will go this way. Number 1 will be A.J. Clayton. Number 3, Jackson Radcliffe. Number 5 is Owen Smith. Number 10 is Nick Morgan. And number 20 is Carter McCutcheon. So it'll be McCutcheon, Morgan, Smith, Radcliffe, and Clayton for Philo, who is coached by former Meadowbrook grad Greg Haberfield. And boys, Greg doing a great job. Just a few years he has been at Philo. And now the starting lineup for the Meadowbrook Colts will be number 1, Jerome Todd. Number 2, Jonah McCall. Number 3 will be the sharpshooter, Jake Singleton. Number 10 will be Davis Singleton, who, side note, was our Buffalo Wild Wings KGP Player of the Year in football. And rounding out the starting lineup will be number 33, Tyler Lacey. So it will be Lacey, Davis Singleton, Jake Singleton, McCall, and Todd for the Meadowbrook Colts, who once again is led by Scooter Tosta. So it'll be Singleton and Clayton to jump, and Philo basketball. We are underway. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. And here's a turnover right off the bat. Stolen by Todd. He'll take it coast to coast. Layup no good. Stick back up and in by Jake Singleton.
Not the first possession you want if you're Philo. A turnover, one pass turnover.
So Meadowbrook comes up with a second steal again by Todd. He gives it to Lacey. To McCall, his shot blocked from behind by Morgan. Morgan wearing a face mask, as there will be a foul on Lacey. And as you called it, the Rip Hamilton look, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, Philo here early on trying to make too many long passes against this Meadowbrook defense. They're long and athletic, this defense, as you're not going to be able to complete those passes against this defense.
And Train, even though he's giving the pike, no surprise who's guarding A.J. Clayton.
No, I mean, he's really the only big kid in the starting lineup right now is Davis, so he's going to have the duty of taking on Clayton.
And here's a 3-ball in and out by Morgan, but the drive layup is up and good by Owen Smith. So we're tied at 2. Philo man-to-man. 3-ball, back rim, no good by Todd. Rebound secured by Ratcliffe. Oh, Philo's got a man open underneath. They miss him and turn it over.
That's their third turnover already in less than 2 minutes into the game.
Boy, they had McCutcheon there. He was wide open. They missed him. So we're going to have our first sub checking in. That's 3-ball by Jake Singleton's up and no good. Ratcliffe, pull-up jumper in the lane is good.
Nice little pull-up jumper there around to Radcliffe. And these names should sound familiar. A lot of these kids got playing time for Philo last year, so even though they're still somewhat young, they got some experience.
Oh, and Davis Singleton going with the spin cycle move right there. You will not find a player, regardless what the size, with better post moves than Davis Singleton. McCutcheon. Good defense by Lacey as he secures the rebound. Meadowbrook pushes. 3-ball by Davis Singleton is good.
So it looks like Drew Wester's waiting at the scores table to check in for the Colts. As Jake Singleton's on Nick Morgan.
Ooh, boy, Morgan hit the bleachers. Tough as Meadowbrook looking to push. Davis skip to Lacey. And Davis will be fouled inside. But boy, I hope Morgan's okay. He really.
Well, now we might know why he wears that face mask.
So Webster will check in, as you called, for Tyler Lacey.
And here's a little side note for this game. Morgan for Philo and Drew Webster are cousins, so a little family battle here.
I did not know that. 3-ball attempt by Jake, no good. Todd will launch a 3. Good! Jerome Todd hits the second 3-pointer for Meadowbrook, and that's the difference in the game so far. And Clayton has not touched the ball, well, till now.
And you spoke too soon, sir.
I spoketh a little bit early.
And that's the first thing he's done. I don't know if he's even really got too many touches.
No.
It's going to be a carry.
Hey, my man, I don't think he has touched it on either end. No, that's his first touch, and you can see why he needs to touch it.
Yeah.
And Meadowbrook is first or second turnover there?
That's their first.
First, all right. And they're going to get a hold on Davis Singleton inside. You got to think backside help is going to be big tonight for Meadowbrook, as Clayton will throw it in.
Yeah, you got to think they're going to be fronting the post and have backside help.
Ratcliffe has it. Gives it to Morgan. Clayton, he's got 3-point range, but he'll pull up from the elbow and knock it down. The OU Bobcat to be.
Right there is just a smooth elbow jump shot there from Clayton.
McCall 3-ball, no good from the lefty. Clayton secures the rebound, and here's a long outlet intercepted by Davis Singleton. Down the lane, jump runner is good. Davis has 7 of Meadowbrook's 12. Morgan lost his shoe. It's sitting there at half court.
Oh, my.
Nice.
You're 5-on-3 there. Meadowbrook's got it.
So McCutcheon off the steal, and then it was Smith who seen Morgan open down the floor, but Morgan was getting his shoe on.
Well, I can't believe A.J. Clayton helped him back up, and Meadowbrook was going in transition there. And on Meadowbrook's side, you got a 5-on-3 fast break, and you turn it back over. That's something that Coach Toles is going to look at the film and not be very happy about. 3-ball,
good by Jerome Todd. That's his second 3-ball, Meadowbrook's third. And their biggest lead of 7. Pass to Clayton inside. And he finishes. Clayton with 6.
And right now it doesn't look like they have an answer for Meadowbrook's outside shooting. Wow.
Timeout, Philo. Jake Singleton with the 3. Meadowbrook has knocked down 4 here already. 2:41 left here in the opening quarter. Meadowbrook leading 18-10. We'll step aside and be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Byesville. And Train, you want to give a quick shout out to our fine sponsors?
Okay, we got Simple Windows and Doors, Rogers Company, Muscatine Valley Health Center, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Graham Excavating, Jagged Edges Hair Studio, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Your Way Cleanings, The Stemmer Family, and Stoney's RV. And still with seconds to spare. If they're delaying, they must have been delaying it so I can make sure I got all of those sponsors in. I appreciate officiating crew.
That and they realized Philo had 6 players on the floor too as Morgan exits, and we'll see who the new player is here in a second. That's Clayton. Skip pass to Ratcliffe, and he'll travel.
And it looks like Aiden Banks is your new player, number 11 for Philo.
All right. So Meadowbrook up 8. Nearing the 2:20 mark of the opening quarter. Philo staying man. Webster has it.
And Clayton switched off Singleton here. You got to look to get him a post touch inside.
Skip past to Webster. 3. No good. Davis secures the rebound. Takes it up strong and good. What a quarter by Singleton. Davis has 9. 3 ball from way downtown. Put that on the board from Clayton. He has 9.
And that was from deep NBA range. So definitely, you can see, not that Clayton wasn't a good player last year, but you can see he's really put in the work on his shot this offseason.
3 ball by Davis, no good. Jake elevates for the rebound. Baseline jumper, in and out. Clayton another rebound. Philo looks to push. That's Bankus, my bad. I think I said Banks had checked in. It's actually Bankus. Layup good by Clayton. So Philo's answered with a little 5-0 run. As Todd got fouled on the drive. So next sub in for Meadowbrook, survey says.
Trayvon Mayo.
Davis gets it. Shot up and in.
Too easy right there.
Clayton's pass stolen by Davis. Todd puts it on the bounce. Layup good. Todd with 8. We're approaching the half-minute mark of this opening quarter. One that Meadowbrook has led for the vast majority. Clayton misses the bunny. Jake Singleton will pull it up top. Jake, one of the best shooters that you'll see this season. That one short at the buzzer, and after one, entertaining opening quarter of play for the 2021 season. After one, Meadowbrook 24, Philo 15. We'll step aside and be back for second quarter action after this timeout. All right, welcome back to Byesville. 24-15, Meadowbrook led in scoring. Davis Singleton with 11, Jerome Todd with 8. Philo led in scoring by A.J. Clayton with 11. And Train, what stats stick out for you, my man?
I think the big thing is that Philo's got 7 turnovers. They kind of struggled those first couple possessions, turned it over. But when they settle down and get the ball into A.J. Clayton, definitely helps them on Meadowbrook. The outside shooting, hitting those 4 threes in the first quarter is a big equalizer. Yeah, and I think you pointed it out, 7 turnovers. 3 of them came on their first 3 possessions. So Meadowbrook basketball, Lacey back in. Webster, they look inside for McCall. So it's Webster, Lacey, McCall, Jake Singleton, and Davis Singleton for Meadowbrook.
Jake puts it on the bounce. His shot rejected by Clayton.
So A.J. Clayton says no soup for you, and you kind of saw that one from the get-go because Clayton was just standing there in the paint, eyeing that down.
Folks, if you didn't know my partner, he scripts his first 15 one-liners every game as Davis Singleton knocks that down, and that's always one of my favorite. Your no soup for you. Nice defense up top. Meadowbrook being very physical on the ball. Clayton. Oh, that was a tough shot.
Yeah.
What more can Webster do? Todd baseline. Off the glass, no good. Webster strong with the rebound. Jake Singleton three, good! His second three.
Fifth one of the game now for the Colts.
And partner, is it me or as there's a foul inside, they'll get Webster. If A.J. Clayton's not getting the defensive board for Philo, nobody's getting it in blue.
Yeah, that's what it seems like right now. And Drew Webster is going to have to ice himself down pretty good, I think, after this game, guarding Clayton and just banging and battling with him here.
And it was Webster who gets the steal. McCall shot rejected. Jerome Todd, good hustle to step on the line there. And Clayton has erased a few shots at the rim so far.
He's an ultimate equalizer.
Is he 6'8"?
He's listed. Last time I saw, he was listed at 6'7", but he's every bit of it.
Okay. There's
the backside help right there we talked about earlier.
Yes, McCall is there, right on cue. Todd, the McCall layup, good. Nice give and go, Todd to McCall. That's Jonah's first two. Clayton layup, good.
And that time the backside help was a little late.
Meadowbrook offensively. That's a three ball by Todd, no good. Clayton with the rebound. You got to think Coach Scooter Tosta pleased with the offensive performance so far?
Oh, yeah, he has to be happy. You've hit 5 threes here already. You're shooting pretty good from the field, getting good looks.
Speaking of good looks, how about that? Clayton from, as you call it, NBA range.
Wow, now I'm impressed how much better he's playing this year. And I'm not saying he was a bad player last year at all.
Thank you, Train.
I mean, he was one of the best players in the area, averaged, I think, 18 and 8 at least last year. But, man, he's shown a tendency to pull out and knock down threes. It just makes so much more deadly of a player.
So off the steal, Philo will turn it over. But, you know, what makes that impressive, for Clayton, everybody knows what the summer was like. Everything shut down. So, you really had to commit yourself and be self-motivated.
And I know there was some AAU stuff going on in the Columbus area. There's I-270 Hoops, I think, something like that is the Twitter handle. And I think he was working with a lot of those people in Central Ohio to get better.
So Wesley Wilson has checked into the game, number 14 for Philo. McCutcheon hits the floors. Morgan has it. Oh, nice step in. And
be on the floor. And Morgan's into the bleachers again.
That is the third time he has hit those bleachers. The first one was, as you would like to say, with authority.
The bleacher may still be feeling that hit. We haven't seen that hard a hit on the football field this year.
Now, I was just getting ready to pick your knowledge and ask you, with Clayton out, how long do you think he would be out? Well,
not very.
Okay. Morgan will look to split a pair here. He misses both free throws. McCall secures the rebound. Meadowbrook will push.
I think A.J. Clayton's one of the players that I have a hard time taking off the field unless it was because of foul trouble.
So you can tell this is a Philo team that's they have improved as they did throughout the year last year. Like we said, Coach Haberfield doing a great job. Speaking of great jobs, has Davis Singleton missed tonight? I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't.
So off the turnover, Meadowbrook will turn it back over. 33-22. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Opening game for your Meadowbrook Colts. Clayton way up top.
And that's what's scary. You got a 6'7", 6'8" kid handling the ball up top.
Wilson looking. So Philo now gets into a set. Utah, I believe, was called out. High off the glass. That shot was good and finished by Aiden Bankus.
And I don't know if he was just throwing it up there hoping it would go in because he knew that he had A.J. Clayton right there to clean it up if it didn't.
Lacey's pass inside to Singleton, no good.
And you jinxed him because you said he hadn't missed a shot yet.
3 ball, good. Jerome Todd. Timeout. On the floor, and we'll keep it here. And partner Meadowbrook with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes. 3 of them by Todd. Last year, Jerome Todd came off the bench. Him with Boston Black was really known as the defensive stoppers for Coach Toe's different row, but once again excelling in that.
Yeah, you can tell that Jerome's put a lot of – we talked about A.J. Clayton putting in time in the offseason. You can tell Jerome has, too. Like you said, he's no more of a defensive stopper for him, but his shots definitely look a little bit more smooth, a little bit coming out. He doesn't have that little hitch that he's had in the past. And he's got 3 of the 6 3-pointers for the Colts, and that's a big difference. Half your points is coming from three-point land. They don't make those three-pointers. All of a sudden, you're talking about Philo being up 6 points instead of being down 12. So the three-point shot's been the ultimate equalizer for the Colts here in the first half.
And that makes it imperative for Philo then. If Meadowbrook's going to shoot that well from 3, when they miss, you got to secure the defensive board, something Philo has struggled with in parts of this game.
That last 3 by Jerome was a second-chance point.
Philo beats the 10-second call thanks to Clayton. Having the ball knocked away, but retrieving it is Ratcliffe. We're nearing the 2 minutes. 2 minutes left here in the first half. Meadowbrook has led throughout. And Coach Haberfield screaming.
Finally, he must have heard me say timeout.
But, of course, in the referee's defense, for, the coaches wearing their mask, you're not going to hear them, or that's always a good excuse to tell the coaches. And Meadowbrook really picking up the defensive intensity on this possession.
And really, I mean, if I'm Meadowbrook, I'm thinking I'm just going to face guard A.J. Clayton. And they've done a good job as far as at times having that backside help or even 2 guys on him. Because, let's face it, he's got 18 of their 24 points. So, I mean, you take him out of the equation, Philo's going to struggle to score.
And, Train, what are we looking like as far as turnovers?
12-5. Now, Philo has 12, Meadowbrook has 5. So, still a high number on for both teams.
Clayton, there's another turnover.
13.
McCall with the steal off the double team. So Meadowbrook, once again, they'll spread you out. Going off the bounce, Jake Singleton, nothing but nylon. Jake's now in double figures with 10, and another turnover. And they're going to get Jackson Ratcliffe with the block. No, excuse me, that was Owen Smith with the block. Turnovers really hurting Philo. 3-ball Webster, good! Get the umbrella out. It's not snowing, it's raining threes.
That was number 7 as McCall with another steal. That's his 5th steal of the quarter.
Wow.
And that's 3 straight possessions now with a turnover on Philo.
Meadowbrook looking to go up 19 or 20 on this possession with a minute left. We'll see if they elect to hold it for 1. 3-ball, Singleton short. Webster with another offensive rebound. Something he's done well. Todd has it stripped. Pass inside to Clayton. And another turnover. Pull up. Singleton, good. Jake Singleton.
Gets the roll. Wow, now is that 4 straight possessions now with a turnover for Philo?
You are correct. And that's 7 points in the quarter for Jake Singleton. Another steal, another turnover, another steal. McCall layup, good! And he was fouled.
And that was the 6th steal this quarter for McCall.
And is it me, or does Philo look like they've kind of hit a brick wall? The pressure looks like a little fatigue setting in, and it has been a turnover fest as the old-fashioned three-point play. For McCall, he has 5, all 5 in the quarter, and 11 seconds. Philo looking.
How many people do you see this going to having your big man bring it up?
Clayton, that was still a big-time move. So with 9/10 of a second, Meadowbrook up 22. They've exploded.
And you know what? That's a successful possession, I think. The way the previous 5 went, they finally got a shot up.
Todd. Off the glass, no good after the buzzer, though. So that ends an entertaining first half for Meadowbrook, and at the half, your score, Meadowbrook 46, Philo 24. Tell you what, we'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll give you individual scoring, hear from our sponsors, as well as first half expertise analysis and statistics from D-Train after this timeout. Welcome back to Byesville at the half. Meadowbrook leading Philo 46-24. It was Meadowbrook who jumped out to a 24-15 lead after one quarter and then would blow this game open in the second quarter, outscoring the Electrics 22-9. We'll look at the first half scoring. First for Philo, it was Aiden Bankus, Owen Smith, and Jackson Ratcliffe with 2 points each. And leading the way for Philo with 18 points was A.J. Clayton. So Clayton with 18, 2 apiece from Ratcliffe, Smith, and Bankus. For Meadowbrook, they got 3 points off the bench from Drew Webster, 5 from Jonah McCall, and then 3 players in double figures for Meadowbrook. Jerome Todd with 11, Jake Singleton with 12, and leading the way with a team-high 15 points was Davis Singleton. So Davis 15, Jake 12, Todd 11, McCall with 5, and Webster with 3. So Meadowbrook a 22-9 outburst in the second quarter to what was a 9-point lead early in the second quarter to now a 22-point lead. And that's the individual scoring. And Train, before we hear the stats, why don't we hear from our fine sponsors?
Again, we'll thank our sponsors, Simple Windows and Doors, Rogers Company, Muskegon Valley Health Centers, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Graham Excavating, Jagged Edges Hair Studio, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Your Way Cleaning, the Stemmer Family, and Stoney's RV. And looking at stats, 2 things that pointed out to me, Philo 17 first half turnovers. But a positive, they're 9 of 16 from the field in the first half. The unfortunate thing, they have more turnovers than shots, while Meadowbrook is 19 of 34 from the field, so they have made more shots than Philo has attempted, and they're 7 of 13 from downtown. So it's a big difference when you're hitting over half your shots from outside the perimeter. Going to definitely change the game, and it has in Meadowbrook's favor when you're talking about 21 of their 46 points coming from three-point land. Rebounding, Colts lead 13-7, leading the Colts. Davis Singleton and Drew Webster 3 each. Philo with 7 rebounds. Ratcliffe has 4, and Clayton has 3. Meadowbrook doing a decent job distributing the ball around. 8 assists. Todd and Jake Singleton with 2 each. But the big thing is on those 17 turnovers of Philo's, 13 of them have been steals, so it's led to transition points for Meadowbrook too, with McCall getting 6, all coming in that second quarter. Jake Singleton has 3, Jerome Todd, Davis Singleton have 2 each. So big thing is the turnovers, and they're creating a transition, and Meadowbrook's creating a transition, and they're also getting knocking down some big outside shots.
And Train, Clayton's going to get his. He's a D1 player. He's got 18, but guesstimation out of those 17 turnovers Philo had, how many of those came off them trying to get the ball to him?
Yeah, I would say there's been at least 4 or 5 where they were trying to get it in to him in the post, and Meadowbrook had good backside help, or the inbounds pass where Drew Webster got a hand on it and knocked it away. So you got to give a lot of credit to Drew Webster, who came off the bench and had to have the task of guarding A.J. Clayton. Not exactly an easy responsibility for him to do.
No, and a couple of things that really stood out defensively, Jonah McCall with his steals. And you mentioned Webster coming off the bench, 3 rebounds. I believe all 3 were offensive.
At least one of them I know was. So, yeah, he's definitely crashed the boards. I know at one point on the left corner, he was getting boxed out and kept fighting and ended up getting around his man, getting off the rebound, keep it alive. And I think that's when Jerome hit his 3rd 3. So just Meadowbrook's been able to keep the ball alive, get those 2nd and 3rd chances. They've had transition points. They've hit the outside shot, so there's a lot of good working here in the first half for the Colts.
Yeah, and Meadowbrook maybe not as deep as they've been the past couple of years, but I tell you what, they still shoot the ball extremely well. And when you look at the turnovers, they had a little stretch where they had some, but I would say out of their 5 or 6 turnovers they had, more than half of those have been pushing the ball in transition. And when you push the ball as much as Meadowbrook does, you can live with some of those turnovers looking for the home run pass.
Yeah, the one turnover that sticks out in my mind is when they had that 5-on-3 fast break and they turned it over. I know Coach Tolza can't be happy with that. When you have the numbers, you got to be able to convert to. That should have been an easy bucket for him. But yeah, a lot of them, their turnovers, Philo really hasn't been able to transition out of it as Meadowbrook's been able to get back on defense, or it's been thrown out of bounds. While a lot of those ones for Philo, Meadowbrook's been able to take it and go and get to the other side and get a bucket.
Excellent point, my man. Yeah, any turnovers Meadowbrook has, they really haven't led the points, whereas Philo, their turnovers, especially in the second quarter, when they turned it over, it ended up being instant points for Meadowbrook. So for Philo, you're down 22. You're not out of it. You got a D1 player. How big are these first 4 minutes for the Electrics?
Oh, yeah, the big first 4 minutes is huge. End of the quarter, you got to think, let's cut it to single digits if you're Coach Haberfield. You're down 22. Let's get it to 10 or 11 even. And these first 4 minutes, you got to just make a run, whether it's a little 8-2 run or whatever, something positive. Get the momentum back on your side.
And Train, do you try to play the odds as Clayton hits a little floater? Nice start for Philo. You kind of play the edges and say, surely Meadowbrook won't shoot over 50 from three-point land, and maybe they will as McCall joins the three-point club.
That's a number 8.
And another steal for McCall. Wow. Jake Singleton, layup good. Clayton finishes strong.
And I think they've made a concerted effort that they're going to get the ball to Clayton every possession now.
Singleton leaves that runner just a little short.
And that was a product of Clayton being there, and he kind of was a little bashful on the shot.
Yes, and McCutcheon finishes, so Philo offensively with 6 quick points here.
Scored on the first 3 possessions, and that's what I'm sure something Coach Haberfield preached, that we got to get shots up, not turn the ball over.
3 ball, no good. Offensive rebound, layup good. Davis Singleton acknowledges McCall's assist there.
And that's just Philo just kind of watching the ball, not boxing out. They had the stop.
Clayton gets alone, and he misses a bunny inside, contested by Davis. Jake on the push. Good defense there by Clayton. And another turnover for Philo. Good thoughts there by Ratcliffe.
Just couldn't quite wrap it around.
And what do you think of Meadowbrook's transition defense as Romeo Dorsey comes in?
Yeah, they get back on defense. You've got to sprint on both ends of the floor.
Oh,
that's great hustle there by Smith.
Jake thinks about the 3 ball. Baseline jumper, no good. And they're going to get Dorsey over the back. Now, it'll be fun to watch Dorsey match up with Clayton. Dorsey comes in about 6.
I'd say 6'4", 6'5". And he's long.
So a 23-point lead. We talk about the good start Philo had here in the third quarter. They've been outscored by 1. And there's another turnover. Wait, they're asking if it was deflected.
Yep, it's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, Philo was pleading saying it was tipped, but that I don't think it was. In our unbiased opinion. 3 ball, no good. Another offensive rebound for Meadowbrook. Leads to a Todd jumper, no good. Boy, Meadowbrook all over the offensive boards. What a luxury for Philo. Press breaker. You got a kid 6'8" who can see over anyone, plus can handle the ball. But another steal by McCall. 3 ball. Lacey, no good. Clayton will take it on the bounce to Ratcliffe. Another steal, another turnover. This one by Davis. Layup, good. As Jake Singleton finishes in transition.
And there's a transition layup again for the Colts. Good job by Singleton, kind of finishing it with Clayton right there, ready to look and block it.
Yeah, McCutcheon finishes strong at the rim. So Meadowbrook has had their biggest lead as they're going to get a foul on McCutcheon.
It's going to be his third.
McCutcheon gives Philo a little physicality inside to go with Clayton, who's 6'8". Isn't a real big wide body by any stretch. Three ball, no good. Is that Mayo? Who's
yeah, Mayo's checked in for the Colts.
Meadowbrook, active hands. Ratcliffe thought about the three there, turned it down. And for Philo, checking in is Demetrius Strickland. And there's a deuce there by Romeo Dorsey in transition. And I think they're going to get Dorsey inside on the foul. You know, I watched the JV game. One thing, Dorsey, you talked about long, athletic. Well, he really runs the floor well. Mm-hmm. Clayton gives it to Strickland. Has the ball knocked away by Lacey. Baseline jumper, no good. And another rebound for Meadowbrook. This from Mayo. Lacey has it. Nice up and under off the glass. Tyler Lacey with his first two. Meadowbrook with their biggest lead of 27. Three ball, short. Lacey with the rebound off the Smith miss.
And look how quickly they push it.
Dorsey, no good. But Todd with another offensive rebound. And they got a mismatch inside.
Ooh, too hot to handle there.
Yeah, Lacey noticed that. Owen Smith got caught on Dorsey. So 2:35 here. Meadowbrook up 27. Ball stolen by Webster. But Clayton steals it back. Layup good by Smith. Three ball.
Short.
Clayton secures the rebound. Philo looks to push. Strickland. Ratcliffe three. Good. Jackson Ratcliffe, he has 5. His first 3. Todd.
Strong move.
And 1. So Jerome Todd, his first basket of the second half. So Jerome had 3 threes in the first half. And going old school with the old-fashioned three-point play here as he eyes it, skies it, back rims it.
I think that's the first time I ever heard you say that saying, and I missed it.
Oh, it happens more than you think. I just have Carson edit it out of the broadcast. As Webster saves it. Well, Meadowbrook, they just get shots every possession. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Davis Singleton.
Just keep the ball alive.
As he shot the ball well.
And with Clayton out, they go right inside to Davis.
So Strickland has as we approach the 1-minute mark. McCutcheon. Ratcliffe, he'll be fouled. And you know what? If I'm correct, this will be only the second trip to the free throw line for Philo. Of course, Meadowbrook, was that their first free throw attempt by Todd?
They had an and 1 in the first half by McCall.
That's right. Okay, and then Todd, yeah, I got his there. So Ratcliffe converts on the first one. Jackson has 4. In and out. Rebound McCall. 3 ball from the lefty. Good. Jonah McCall with his second 3, both in his quarter.
I think that's a 9-3 now in the game for Meadowbrook.
Wow. They've played about as well as you could ever expect for the opening game. There's 30 seconds left in the quarter. Dorsey will foul Bankus. So first free throw. Up and good. As Davis Singleton will check in and give Dorsey a breather. Dorsey makes things happen. Second free throw by Bankus. Eyes it, skies it, and buys it. So
He's back.
You can take
got a new streak going now, 1 in a row.
Take those free throws to the Bankus, Aiden says.
Ooh.
Here in the last 15 seconds of the quarter.
I would have been really impressed if he would have Bankus that shot in.
That's true. McCall gets it inside to Davis, which is always a good move, but woo!
It looked good from here.
Yes, it did. And that ends an entertaining third quarter. Meadowbrook led by 22 at the half. They extended it to 26 after 3. So Meadowbrook up 66-40. We'll step aside and be back after this timeout. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Welcome back to Byesville. And before we look at some stats, you want to give a shout out to our sponsors, my man?
Again, our sponsors, we want to thank Simple Windows and Doors, Rogers Company, Muscatine Valley Health Center, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Graham Excavating, Jagged Edges Hair Studio, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Your Way Cleaning, Stemmer Family, and Stoney's RV.
So out of the break, a 3-ball, no good by Jake.
And who comes down with the rebound? A.J. Clayton.
McCutcheon.
May have got away with some steps there, but he's provided some nice inside presence for him, which I think is what you're getting ready to say.
Right there, my man. When we get on the same wavelength,
look out.
It is scary. Speaking of that, the Honorable Heath Dawson, your sidekick, unable to make it tonight, but should be back with you next broadcast. But it's always fun to come and do a Meadowbrook game as McCutcheon hits the first free throw. Something I've been blessed to do many, many, many times over the years. It's like a second home. Okay, let me pull myself together here. 3-ball. Oh, Jerome Todd.
And that is number 4, I believe.
Lacey with the steal. It may have got a...
Yeah, he may have took an extra step or 5.
Oh, nice
cut.
Give and go. Clayton with the block. And Morgan will be fouled by Lacey.
That was a good cut by Jerome, a nice feed. Just unfortunately had A.J. Clayton playing defense there.
You know, Clayton has 22 and only 4 here in the second half.
Well, he's only tipped at 3 shots in the second half. So, I mean, again, you've got to, I mean.
Wait, is there a technical?
And there must have been a technical on Tyler Lacey.
As Clayton will knock down the first free throw.
So how many high school teams in the area do you expect there's a technical foul on the other team and the biggest player in the court's going to shoot the free throws for him?
But you see why there.
Yeah, right there's a reason why.
Yeah, Clayton, an impressive night. But, you know, the one nice thing, and for Philo, they've cut down turnovers here in the second half. And for Coach Haberfield, you know, Clayton's going to provide looks for other folks as he tips his own miss there. No good. And they will need other guys to step up on the offensive end. Speaking of stepping up, Jake Singleton now has 18.
Almost got the steal there, too. As Wilson passed it back out to Morgan.
And you know what? Meadowbrook hasn't come with any three-quarters court or full-court press.
They've had a little bit of a full-court press, a few possessions there in the first half, but it hasn't been consistent like it has in the past.
Yes, which makes it, after the Clayton miss, which makes the steals and turnovers they have forced even more impressive. Webster and 1, count it. Drew Webster continues his solid night.
It was a strong move there by Drew Webster, getting his body into the defender, drawing the contact and finishing the bucket and shooting the free throw here.
So Dorsey back in, along with Trayvon Mail. Webster leaves it short. Clayton with the rebound. Get to watch Dorsey and Clayton hook up here. And Dorsey with a steal.
And on that rebound, Clayton officially's got a double-double on the night. That was his 10th rebound.
3-ball from the lefty. No good by McCall. That rebound was secured by Bankus. Looking for McCutcheon inside, and that's not going to happen. Steal Webster. I tell you, Webster keeps this up, they'll have a TV show named after him.
Will Manuel Lewis be in that one too?
Of course, if you wasn't watching TV in the 80s, you'd have no idea what I'm talking about. So to the line is Jonah McCall, and what a solid game on both ends he's had. Free throw up and good. As Easton Eibel checks in. Second free throw. Eyes it, skies it, and buys it.
Zane McGuire also checking in. So the Colts getting the bench emptied a little bit here.
And timeout here, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. And Train, what an impressive performance for Meadowbrook.
Yeah, they have transition offensively and defensively. They've been able to limit Philo when they've had opportunities, and they've been able to push the ball, which has caused some of their turnovers. But the outside shooting, I think 10 3-pointers maybe even now. I know at least 9. I see we lost count. I might have to take my shoes off if we get too high. We don't want to do that. The crowd will soon disband if we do that. But the outside shooting's working. They're doing a good job crashing the boards and the offensive boards, getting a lot of second and third chance points. And really, they're just showing that tonight they're the better team.
Yeah, 10 3-pointers. 7 in the first half. And 3 here in the second. So Clayton up top. Oh, nice cut. But they will get Mayo with the foul, and going to the free throw line will be Ratcliffe. As that free throw's up and good by Ratcliffe. The Train, you know, you look at Meadowbrook, 24 points in the first quarter, 22 in the second, 20 in the third. And they, as that free throw's good as well, they've got 9 here
consistent
in
scoring.
The fourth, and we still got 5 minutes left. Yeah,
you're putting up 20 points a quarter. It's you're going to be tough to beat.
Eibel, who buried 3 or 4 threes in the JV game. So if he gets his feet set, look out.
This is good experience here for these guys. They're all guys who played in the JV game, getting an opportunity to get some varsity minutes, get comfortable on the big stage, so to speak.
And the one thing I've always admired about Scooter, this isn't criticizing other coaches. A lot of coaches will wait till the last minute or 50 seconds. Whoa! Way downtown. That was Trayvon, wasn't it?
Trayvon Mayo from deep at the top of the key.
Trayvon from Derwent, as they'll get Dorsey with the foul. But that's the one thing Coach Toast, through, you know, out his years here at Meadowbrook, if they get a big lead, he won't hesitate to empty the bench with 6 minutes left or so. That's Clayton to the line. Boy, the Bobcats getting a good one. As he misses the free throw.
Nick Parker on the rebound. So welcome to the stat column.
McGuire. Eibel thinks about the 3. A good defensive closeout. It's under 4 minutes left. Ooh. The ref with an emphatic call there.
He may have fouled himself on that call.
I know, that one.
He might be shooting 2.
That one's going to hurt. As Eibel has it, 78-46. Meadowbrook blew this game open with a 22-9 outburst in the second quarter. 3 ball, no good by Mayo. Long outlet. Clayton, let's see if he gets a dunk. He'll be fouled by Mayo. I was kind of hoping to see a flush from the big fella.
He had the opportunity there, but Trayvon said, you're going to have to earn these, big fella.
Philo. They're going to lose game one here to an outstanding Meadowbrook squad. But for Coach Haberfield, a lot of positives to build on. They'll just have to cut down on those turnovers.
Yeah. I mean, obviously giving up 78 points isn't good, but you look at last year when they scored, what did we say, 15 points?
Yeah.
I mean, you score 48 this time. I think you've got to be a lot more comfortable with your offense, and defensively they're going to get things figured out.
And Meadowbrook, it's safe to say, will be one of the better defensive teams they'll see, as well as, man, the shooting, 11 three-pointers, as Clayton will go out the final 3 minutes and 10 seconds, I would assume. And he'll leave with 26 points. Boy, he doesn't force anything. He lets the game come to him. Very impressed. 3-ball corner, Mail no good. Rebound there by Parker. So under 3 minutes left. And Meadowbrook continuing to get shots. Dorsey, power move, layup good! Romeo!
Strong finish there by the big fella.
They're going to call an offensive foul on Smith. So another turnover for the Electrics. Oh, bounce pass, layup, good. Nick Parker with the deuce.
Unselfish basketball there. Had an opportunity for a layup, gave it up to a teammate.
Nice turnaround jumper there by Irving, no good. But nothing's going to be easy with Dorsey inside. Meadowbrook, 82 points on the board. Eibel off the glass, no good. Irving with the miss inside. But it'll stay.
That's gonna stay?
No, they're going to say Meadowbrook's way.
Okay. And there somebody said blue ball.
I did, yeah. I thought, yeah, Dorsey, in our humble, unbiased opinion, we thought he may have slapped it out.
Yeah, it looked like he threw it out, but they're going to give it to the Colts here.
Dorsey working hard in front of the rim. Best
place
to post, and he'll be fouled by Irving and go to the line for a pair.
Oh, knocks down the first one.
Nothing but net. Tell you, this game has had a nice flow. Not a lot of fouls. Give the Zebras a lot of credit. They've done an excellent job. Second free throw by Dorsey, no good. So now in the double bonus. I think this is, in the first half, neither team got in the bonus.
Neither team was in the bonus in the first half.
And Philo, one thing I was just getting ready to say, they have shot free throws well.
Yeah, that's only the second miss this quarter. They're 8 of 10 at the line.
Smith
at 9 of 11.
Thanks for picking up my comment there, Owen, and knocking that down. 83-49. Meadowbrook will move to 1-0 and travel to Morgan, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they play at Morgan. Friday night Morgan's playing right now against Federal Hawking, I believe. And that game is going on. I don't have a score.
But you will try to get us one here?
Yes, I will at the end of this game.
And be sure to join us on KGP TV for the first annual OVAC Classic at Old Washington, as the Warriors will be hosting some basketball Friday night and Saturday night. The likes of Shadyside, Buckeye Trail, Cambridge, Steubenville, Newark is there, still trying to find things. So if you're a head coach and you're driving around looking for a game Friday night, how about joining the OVAC Classic and taking on Newark? Free throw up and no good by Eibel. Under 30 seconds. Irving has it. Kicks it back out. Jumper up, no good. Dorsey will go off of him. Stay with Philo off the Smith miss. So possession stays with the Electrics. Final 15 seconds. Scooter Tosta be very, very pleased with the performance he has seen. Morgan dials up a deep three, no good. Rebound ran down by Zane McGuire, and that is your ball game. The final score from Byesville: Meadowbrook 83, Philo 49. Tell you what, we will take our final timeout here on KGP TV. When we come back, we'll give you individual scoring, final game statistics, here from our sponsors, and wrap things up on this snowy night. Cold outside, but boy, did Meadowbrook heat things up inside. Meadowbrook 83, Philo 49. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Byesville. A stellar job behind the camera by Carson Todd, and a stellar job in front of the camera by the Meadowbrook Colts as they win Game 1 of the 2021 high school basketball season. Home opener, and Meadowbrook with an impressive 83-49 victory over the Philo Electrics. That's how the scoring went. Meadowbrook led 24-15 after one quarter, and then in the second quarter, Meadowbrook would outscore Philo 22-9 to open up a 46-24 lead at the half. Meadowbrook, another solid third quarter where the Colts would put 20 points on the board, while Philo had a nice quarter as well with 16. But Meadowbrook would increase their lead to 26, 66-40 after three. And then in the fourth quarter, Meadowbrook would outscore Philo 17-9 as both teams would empty their benches early, especially Meadowbrook. And the guys who had a big JV win came in and really performed well in the fourth quarter for the varsity. And we'll look how the scoring went for Philo. They got 4 points from Aiden Bankus off the bench, 5 from Owen Smith, 6 points from Carter McCutcheon, 8 from Jackson Ratcliffe, and leading the way with a game-high 26 points is the OU Bobcat bound A.J. Clayton. So Clayton with 26, Ratcliffe 8, McCutcheon 6, 5 for Smith, and 4 for Bankus for Coach Haberfield and his Philo Electrics for Meadowbrook. Wow, again, balanced scoring, something that we've come to expect. Nick Parker and Tyler Lacey with 2 points each. Trayvon Mell with 3 points, 5 apiece for Drew Webster and Romeo Dorsey. And then Meadowbrook with 4 players in double figures. How about this? Jonah McCall with 13, 16 for Jerome Todd, 18 for Jake Singleton, and a team-high 19 points for Davis Singleton. So Davis with 19, Jake with 18, Todd 16, McCall 13, 5 apiece from Dorsey and Webster, 3 from Mail, and 2 apiece from Lacey and Parker. So Meadowbrook, an 83-49 victor tonight over the Philo Electrics. Outstanding performance for the homestanding Colts. And now we'll look at some final statistics from D-Train.
Yeah, the big thing, Meadowbrook shooting over 50% from the field, 34 of 67 from the field, 11 from 24 from downtown. So again, if you're hitting over half your shots and making over 40% of your threes, you're going to be all right. You're going to win a lot of games. I guess the downfall, like if you want to pick on something, would be 4-7 at the line, only 57%. Only 9 turnovers. That's real good considering the first game. And with everything that's kind of went on with the COVID and everything, not really having as many kind of practices, being a little bit different with all the different protocols and everything. Rebounding, it was a balanced effort. Meadowbrook had 30 rebounds. Davis Singleton had 5. Drew Webster, Jake Singleton 4. Nick Parker got 3, all his in the fourth quarter, so he was a rebounding machine those last 4 or 5 minutes that he came into the game. Over on Philo's side, they finished with 23 rebounds. Like we said, Clayton had 10, so he finished with a double-double. I mean, that's going to be the norm. At least I'm sure that's what Philo people are thinking, that they want him to have 20 and 10 every game. And if he doesn't get 20 and 10, it's going to be, they're going to have a tough time, or some other kids are stepping up. They finished 17 of 32 from the field. So again, shot over 50%. But the unfortunate thing for Philo, 29 turnovers. So that's definitely something that almost turnover a minute, and that's definitely something that Coach Haberfield doesn't want his team to do. You've got to get shots up, and unfortunately they had a lot of turnovers. Some of them were forcing it into Clayton. Some of them were kind of just getting pickpocketed by McCall. McCall was a pickpocket machine in that second quarter where he had 6 steals alone. And of those 29 turnovers, 22 of them were steals by Meadowbrook. So Meadowbrook was getting their hands in passing lanes. They were when the crossovers happened, they were right there to have their hand pocket right in there, their hand in their pocket taking it. So, and McCall had all 6 of, well, he had 8 steals on the night to lead Meadowbrook. So just the big thing is that those turnovers on Philo, Meadowbrook was able to convert them into points a lot of times. Meadowbrook offensive rebound, I don't keep track of offensive rebounds, but I'm sure they probably had at least 10 to 12 offensive rebounds and led to second and third chance points to help them.
Yeah, and I tell you, Train, a couple of things that really stick out. First of all, Philo, they lose 83-49, just the eye test. Philo did some nice things, and it's hard to believe when you hear 29 turnovers, but Philo had stretches during this game where they really played well, but when the turnovers came, they came in bunches, and the spurtability that my favorite basketball term, spurtability, that Meadowbrook has, they can really hit you in spurts, and those turnovers in the second quarter really just ate Philo up. But when you're Meadowbrook, you play 11 kids, the pace that you play, the way you push the ball, share the ball, and you have single-digit turnovers, that's phenomenal. So you have 20 more possessions, 29 turnovers to 9. You shoot better from the field. You shoot better from three-point land. You out-rebound your opponent. You do that, you're going to win the scoreboard. And Meadowbrook did that. And I tell you, Coach Toes, just knowing that this team is only going to get better, stay healthy, get better, and it's going to be a very fun and entertaining year to watch the Meadowbrook Colts here on KGP TV. And we can do that because of our fine sponsors as we head out.
Yeah, our fine sponsors, Simple Windows and Doors, Rogers Company, Muskegon Valley Health Centers, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Graham Excavating, Jagged Edges Hair Studio, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Your Way Cleaning, Stemmer Family, and Stoney's RV.
Yeah, and a shout out to Heath Dawson, who will be back, good Lord willing, on the next Meadowbrook broadcast. And like I said, anytime I can fill in, always happy to do it, to watch the Meadowbrook Colts. Again, KGP TV will be at Buckeye Trail for a big holiday weekend of basketball, both Friday and Saturday. 4 games, hopefully, if COVID doesn't take at least one of them out. So be sure to join us on KGP TV for the Ohio Valley Classic out at Old Washington. Buckeye Trail, Caldwell, Shady Side, Steubenville, Cambridge, Newark, and a TBA. Still a couple of teams had to drop out trying to get someone to play Newark Friday night. So Aaron Bates, the AD, and Drew Meister, the basketball coach, working hard on that. And speaking of working hard, Carson Todd behind the scenes doing a great job. The closer, Kirby Graham, always feeding us tidbits throughout the game. Thank you, closer, for all you do. And D-Train, another stellar performance. Once again, you look to be in midseason form, and it's just game 1.
I don't know about midseason form or not, but I'm here, and I guess that's the most important thing. Most important thing is showing up, and that's what I do.
And hey, I'm just glad we got through the entire broadcast without mentioning the Bears and Raiders, or that would have really put us in a bad mood.
And you had to bring it up here at the end.
So we avoided that completely. And once again, folks, say a prayer for our fine street departments and county roads, people working on the roads. Keep them in your prayers tonight, and please be safe if you're on the roads, and give yourself plenty of time to get wherever you need to be. And, hey, we may make it before our 10 p.m. Curfew. So
yeah, good point.
We'll get out of here. Well, for Carson Todd, I'm merely Tom Strasser, D-Train, the closer, Kirby Graham, as well as Caleb Graham, and the entire family of our entire KGP family. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. And once again, the final score was Meadowbrook 83, Philo 49. Thanks for watching us. Be safe, and good night, everyone.